Hi guys, you're welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to cut and sew this beautiful shirt with a collar. It is very simple, detailed and beginner friendly. So if you're interested, please watch this video till the end. And if this is your first time on this channel, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, like and also share this video. So now we're going to dive into today's tutorial proper. Here I have my fabric folded into two, and this fabric is going to be for the back block of the shirt I'm going to be making. So the back block is going to be cut on fold because the button is going to be on the front of the shirt. So when folding your fabric, the measurement to use is your hip measurement divided by 4 plus at least 5 inch extra for all your allowances. And also the length of the shirt is going to be your actual shirt length. So whatever length you want your shirt to be, you're going to go ahead to insert that shirt length. Then you insert 2 inch extra for your hemming allowance. Then you're going to go ahead to add 2.5 inch to 3 inch extra to your actual length. This is because we want the shoulder of the back to overlap to the front. So this 2.5 inch is going to be used for that. So here I have my fabric folded for the front, and this is what the front look like. So the front is going to be your actual shirt length plus 2 inch for your hemming allowance. So this is what I have at this point. And also when folding, you're going to be folding using your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 5 inch extra. You're going to be using 2.5 inch for your button allowance, then the remaining 2.5 inch is going to be used for the side allowance. So this is basically that for the front. This open part is going to be the center front because of the button that will be inserted at that point. So now I'm going to go ahead to start inserting my measurements. The first measurement I'm going to go ahead to insert is my button allowance. So I'll mark 2.5 inch all the way down like you see me doing in the video, after which I'll connect the points together. After marking the button allowance on the front block of the shirt, I'm going to bring the back block of the shirt and I'll go ahead to place the front block of the shirt on the back block of the shirt. So note that this folded part of the back is going to be the center back of the shirt, while the side that is open is going to be the side of the shirt. So I'm just going to go ahead to place my back on the table like this. Then I'll place the front block of the shirt on it, making sure that the center back is on the button allowance line I have drawn here. So make sure that your center back starts from that allowance you have drawn at that point. After arranging the front block on the back block, next I'm going to go ahead to pull the front block to align with the beginning of my back block like this. So make sure that this part here aligns properly and you'll be having the excess on the lower part. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do after pulling it up is to take out the shoulder slope. For the shoulder slope, I'm going to be coming down by 1.5 inch from this side of the shirt, and I'll go ahead to mark that. After marking that, I'm going to go ahead to connect this 1.5 inch I just marked to this point with a straight line like this. After marking, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out like you see me doing in the video. After cutting out the shoulder slope, I'm going to go ahead to pull the front to align with the hem of the shirt. So this means that the excess is going to be at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead to pull it like you see me doing in the video. So make sure that the back block starts from this your button allowance line. So I'm just going to go ahead to pin this down with my pin so it doesn't move while I'm drafting. After pinning it down, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to fold this excess I have here like this. You're going to go ahead to fold it in such a way that it overlaps on the front by 0.5 inch. So remember this excess is on the back. You're going to fold it, making sure that it overlaps by at least 0.5 inch. I'm just going to go ahead to place it like this. After folding it over, I'll keep it in place with my pins. After pinning it down, I'm going to go ahead to take out my shoulder measurement from this point like this. Note that all measurements will be starting from where the back block starts from. So I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2 and mark. After marking that, I'll go ahead to mark my armhole measurement. After marking the armhole measurement, I'm going to go ahead to draw the armhole line with my ruler like this. So next I'll go ahead to start inserting my body circumference measurement. So all measurements will be starting from this button allowance we have here. The first measurement I'll go ahead to insert is my bust measurement divided by 4. I'll go ahead to mark that. Then I'm going to go ahead to mark 1 inch extra for ease. Then I'll mark my seam allowance of 1.5 inch. After marking that, next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to measure my shoulder to waist measurement. So I'll place my 3 pole like this, and I'll take out my shoulder to waist measurement, and I'll locate that point like this at this point. After locating the point, I'm going to go ahead to insert my waist measurement divided by 4 at that point. Then I'll also go ahead to mark 1 inch extra for ease and 1.5 inch for my sewing allowance. So if you want the shirt to be fitted, you can simply go ahead to add your waist dart to it and mark your exact waist and bust measurement. But I want this shirt to be a little bit free, it's not fitted, so there will be no darts on this shirt I'm making. After inserting my waist measurement on the waistline, the next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to insert my hip measurement divided by 4 on the hemline. So I'll just go ahead to mark my hip measurement divided by 4. Then I'll mark 1 inch extra for ease and 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. After marking this, I'll go ahead to connect the sides together with my ruler like this. So I placed the wrong measurement on the chest line. This is me trying to fix the problem at that point. So I'm just going to go ahead to mark my exact bust measurement on the chest line. Then I'll connect the sides together. After connecting the sides, next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to shape the hem of the shirt because I don't want it to be straight. So I'll be going in by 2 inch on the side like this, after which I'll go ahead to connect that point to the hem of the shirt using the curved part of my ruler like you see me doing in the video. So after shaping the sides, the next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to move over to the neckline. For the neckline, I'll go ahead to mark a neck width of 3 inch like this and mark. So note that all measurement is starting from this back block here. So next I'll go ahead to mark the neck depth of 3 inch also, and I'll go ahead to mark that. After marking that, I'm going to go ahead to draw a simple round neck with the curved part of my ruler like this. So basically this is what the shirt is going to look like. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to cut it out, and I'm going to be starting from the neckline of the shirt. So this neckline is a little bit tricky, so you need to pay attention to it. So if you notice, I just drew the depth for the front neckline, I didn't draw any for the back. So the first thing you're going to go ahead to do now is to lift up this folded part here, then you go ahead to cut it. So this part here is going to be the back neckline. So you're going to go ahead to lift up the folded part like this. Then you're going to go ahead to cut just one piece of it. You're not cutting the folded part completely. You're going to lift it up. Then you go ahead to cut through it down to the neck width of the shirt, as you can see me doing in the video. So please pay attention to what I'm doing. If you don't understand it, just watch the video carefully and you're going to understand. So this is me cutting out the back neckline for the shirt. After cutting the back, I'm going to lift the front from the back. Then I'll go ahead to cut out the front neckline like you see me doing in the video. So once I'm done cutting out the front neckline, I also go ahead to cut out the remaining part of the shirt. So after cutting, this is what you're going to be having once you're done cutting. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to notch my button allowance. That is where this line is. I'll go ahead to notch the upper part and also the lower part of the shirt like you see me doing in the video. Once I'm done notching this part, I'm also going to go ahead to notch the shoulder area of the shirt. Before I go ahead to remove the pins on this folded part of the shoulder, I'll go ahead to notch this part because this is going to be the actual shoulder of the shirt. Next, I'm going to go ahead to take off my pins like you see me doing in the video. So here we have the front block of the shirt. This is what the front block is going to look like, and this is what the back block of the shirt is going to look like. So I'm just going to go ahead to open it up like this. Then I'll trim this sharp edge I have on the center back of the shirt like you see me doing in the video. So now we're going to go ahead to start stitching the piece together, and I'll be starting with the front block of the shirt. So here I have the front block of the shirt. So this is me trying to locate the good face of my shirt before I sew in the button allowance. So when stitching the button allowance, you're going to be stitching on the wrong side of your fabric. The first thing to do is to fold in 0.5 inch like this. After which you're going to go ahead to fold it over again, making sure that the second fold stops on this line. So I'm just going to go ahead to take off this other part of the shirt to explain better. So when sewing your button allowance, you're sewing it to the wrong side of your fabric. The first thing to do is to fold in 0.5 inch like this. After folding that, you're going to go ahead to fold it over again, making sure that the second fold ends on the line you have drawn on the shirt. And also the width of the second fold should be 1 inch. So make sure that what you have there is 1 inch. So you fold in 0.5 inch first, so then the second one is going to be 1 inch. After folding that, next I'll go over to my sewing machine to run a stitch on the edge like this. So I'll go ahead to quickly do this, then I'll come back to show you what next. After stitching the button allowance, this is what it is going to look like, and this is what the inner part should look like. So make sure you stitch very close to the edge of the fold. This is what you should have, and this is what the other part of the shirt looks like after stitching your button allowance. So when you place the both of them together, you're going to be having something like this, because one is going to overlap on the other. So this is what you are going to be having once you're done stitching your button allowance. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to join the front and the back together. So I'll go ahead to place the back on my front like this, making sure the good face are facing each other. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine to join it on the shoulder part alone. So I'll quickly do this, then I'll come back to show you what to do next. Here I've went ahead to join the front and the back on the shoulder area together, and this is what I have once I was done doing that. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to place the front on the back block so you can see what it's going to look like once you place the two pieces together. So this is what the shirt is going to look like. As you can see, the back shoulder is overlapping on the front. So this is the reason why we extended the back by 2.5 inch. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to attach my sleeve to it. So the sleeve is a basic short sleeve. Before you go ahead to cut out your sleeve, make sure you measure what you have on your armhole area. Whatever measurements you got from that point is what you'll be using to cut out your sleeve. So here I have the sleeve. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine to attach the sleeve to the shirt. Before attaching your sleeve to your shirt, the first thing to do is to notch the center of your sleeve like this. Remember, I already made a notch on the shoulder, so you're going to go ahead to place the notch part together, then you stitch from one point to the other. I'm also going to go ahead to close up the side of the shirt, then I'll come back to show you what to do next. So after fixing the sleeve and joining the side of the shirt together, this is what it looks like once I was done doing all this. Next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to cut out the collar for the shirt we are making. So before you go ahead to cut out your collar, the first thing to do is to measure the neck circumference. So you're going to go ahead to take your measurement from the button allowance, then you take it all the way around like you see me doing in the video. So here I have 17.75. So I'm going to be using the 17.75 to cut out my collar. So make sure that the width of the neck is no more than 19 inch, because if it's more than that, you're going to end up with a wider neck. So now I'm going to go ahead to show you how to cut the collar. So for the collar, I'm going to be using this gum stitch to cut out my collar. After cutting on the gum stitch, I'm just going to go ahead to attach it to my fabric. So this is the easiest method I use in cutting out my collar. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to fold the gum stay into two like this. After folding into two, I'll go ahead to draw a straight horizontal line at this point, which is going to be serving as the starting point for the collar I'm going to be drafting. Next, I'm going to go ahead to insert half of the neck width measurement on this straight line I just drew. So remember, I took out 17.5 inch on my shirt, so I'm just going to go ahead to divide the 17.5 inch into two. After dividing it, I'll go ahead to mark that on this line I drew on my paper. Next, I'll go ahead to insert the height of the collar. So I'm drafting a collar and a collar stand. So at this point, I'll go ahead to insert the height of the collar stand I'm making. So I'll mark 1 inch like this. After marking the 1 inch, I'll go ahead to connect the point together like you see me doing in the video. So next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to go in by 1 inch from this point like this and mark. After marking that, I'll just go ahead to draw a slight curve with my hand like you see me doing in the video. So basically this is what the collar stand is going to look like. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to draft the collar itself. So the width of the collar I'm making is going to be 2.5 inch. So I'm going to go ahead to mark 2.5 inch from this point like this upward. I'll mark it like this. After marking, I'll go ahead to draw a straight horizontal line connecting the 2 points together with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. Next, I'm going to be going out from this point by 1 inch and mark, and I'll also be going up by 0.5 inch at the point I just marked. I hope this is clear. After doing that, I'll just go ahead to extend my line to the 1 inch point I just marked. Next, I'll connect this 1 inch point to this part of the collar stand. So I'm just going to go ahead to draw the line, making sure that it stops at the 0.5 inch I went up by at this point. After doing that, I'll connect the 0.5 inch to meet with my main collar with the curved part of my ruler like this. So this is what the collar is going to look like. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to cut it out. So after cutting, this is what the collar and the collar stand is going to look like. Next, I'm going to go ahead to attach this collar to my fabric, and I'll go ahead to cut it out. So I'm going to be cutting two collar and two collar stand on this black fabric, and I'll be attaching this gum stitch to one of them. I'll go ahead to do this, then I'll come back to show you what to do next. After cutting the collar and the collar stand, this is what it looks like once I was done cutting. So here I have two pieces of the collar and two pieces of the collar stand, and I attached the gum stitch to just one of it. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to close up the side of the collar. So I'll go ahead to stitch from this side to the other side of the collar while this part is going to be left open. I'll quickly do this, then I'll come back to show you what to do next. So after stitching the collar, this is what I have. I went ahead to turn it over to the good face, and I gave it a good press, and this is what it looks like once I was done doing all this. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to attach the collar to the collar stand. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead to fold my collar into two to notch the center part. So I'm just going to go ahead to fold both the collar stand and the collar into two like this. Then I'll go ahead to notch the center of the collar. So after notching it, the next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to place the collar in between the collar stand. So I'll open it up like this, and I'll place the collar in between the collar stand like this. Make sure that the notch parts are meeting. After placing it like this, the next I'm going to go ahead to do is to go over to my sewing machine to stitch the three pieces together. So I'll stitch from the center to the side, and I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So make sure that the parts with the collar stay are together and the part without the collar stay as together. So I'll go ahead to stitch. After stitching, I'll come back to show you what to do next. So this is what the collar is going to look like once you're done stitching. I went ahead to notch and I gave it a good press, and this is what it looks like. So here we have both the collar and the collar stand together. Next, we're going to be attaching this collar to the shirt. Before you go ahead to start attaching it to the shirt, the first thing to do is to notch the center of the collar. Next, I'm going to bring in my shirt also, and I'll be notching the center back of the shirt like you see me doing in the video. After notching, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to open up the collar stand like this, and I'll place the part without the gum stay on the wrong face of the shirt. So you are doing this on the wrong face of the shirt, and you're placing it on the center back of the shirt. So the notch part should be on the center back of the shirt. Then I'll go back to my sewing machine to stitch the collar to the shirt. So here I've gone ahead to stitch one part of the collar stand to the shirt, and this is what I have after stitching. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to finish up the collar. So I'm just going to go ahead to fold in 0.5 inch on this other side of the collar like this. Then I'll push in my string allowance on the shirt. I'll place the collar on the shirt like this, after which I'll run a top stitch on it. So to make it easier, you can simply go ahead to use your hemming gum to keep it in place. Then you go ahead to run a top stitch on it. I'll go ahead to quickly do this, then I'll come back to show you the final look of the shirt. So after fixing the collar to the shirt, this is what it looks like once I was done fixing the collar to the shirt. As you can see, it came out looking very neat and very nice. So if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to, and also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my other tutorials.